All right, we're getting closer and closer to the NFL draft, and I want to talk about the player that most Bears fans want the Bears to take at number 10, and that is running back Ashton Jeanty. And I want to talk about the possibility of him being there at number 10, give you guys some updates in terms of, what's going on with sort of the teams before the Bears. So what is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate that. That is the best way to support the channel. All right, so we've talked about this, right, a bunch. But what I want to talk about in this video specifically is, okay, what are the updates right now? What is the realistic possibility of an Ashton Jeanty falling down to the Chicago Bears at number 10? And of course, this is assuming that they do not trade up to go out and get him. They stay put at number 10. So the first thing I want to share is this, comment from Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune, who said the following: Ashton Jeanty may be the best player the Chicago Bears do not take this year. Projections on the Bears differ when it comes to what they need in the NFL draft, but there has been an undercurrent through the league that they're interested in Boise State running back if only he's there when it's their turn. All right, that is basically confirming that the Bears are interested in Ashton Jeanty. Now, you might be thinking, Faiz, duh, they should be, right? But hey, look, when you hear it from a good source like Biggs, it makes you want to, makes you feel good about confirming things, all right? Another update. This is coming from Bill Zimmerman of the Windy City Gridiron, who's talked about Ashton Jeanty's pro day. And he said the Bears did have a representative on hand. All 32 teams were there to see Jeanty. But of note, Raiders GM John Spytek was on hand. The Saints took Jeanty out to dinner the night before. As far as I've heard, Eric Bieniemy was not in Boise to see or meet with Jeanty. The Bears will be doing a top 30 visit with Jeanty, so it certainly doesn't mean that they aren't considering him, but the lack of attendance at the pro day is notable. All right, so that I don't like. I don't like the fact that they didn't have, Eric Bieniemy there at his pro day. Now, again, like mentioned in the article, that doesn't mean the Bears aren't interested, but it would have, I believe, gone a long way to showcase their interest in him. All right, so let's just play out how the board is most likely going to shake out for Ashton Jeanty, because here's the thing. To me, it's really about these two teams that now I feel like have emerged. One of them we've known about. The other one I didn't really think about. And the first one is the Raiders, of course. Everybody has him going to the Raiders at number 6. That's the biggest hurdle for the Bears to get through, right? John Spytek, the new GM, and then Pete Carroll, the new coach. They believe in running the football, and they may take Jeanty and just make him the focal point of the offense. So certainly the Raiders are a huge, huge threat. But if the Raiders pass on him, then who do you have after that? Well, you have the Jets and the Panthers. The Jets have Breece Hall. They're not going to draft a running back. And then the Panthers have Chuba Hubbard, and they also signed Rico Dowdle. I don't believe they're going to draft a running back. So at 9, you have the Saints. And as mentioned in the article, the Saints took JT out to dinner. Like, they might really be interested because, hey, they've got Alvin Kamara, who's aging, right? We know he's not the future. And so certainly they could take a look at him, though I'd argue they have a lot more holes than just to take a running back. So really, to me, it still goes back down to you got to get past the Raiders at 6. You got to get past the Raiders at 6 because, to me, the way the draft is shaken out, it's really that place where I feel like, okay, that's probably the spot where Jeanty goes. No other teams that I really feel like are strong threats, if you will, to take him. Certainly, I've talked about the top 4 being a lock with Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Shadur Sanders, and Travis Hunter in some order. And then, after that, you got the Jags. I don't think they'll take a running back. They'll probably go defense. So really, it's just going back to the Raiders. But the Saints are another team to keep an eye on that we just found out about now. So to me, man, like realistically speaking, it doesn't seem like Jeanty will make it to the Bears at number 10. I think they're just preparing for that possibility and that outcome that, hey, he's not going to be there at 10. We're probably just going to have to deal with it and, move on because he's too good, right? That's what happens when you have a later pick in the first round. You usually don't get the players that you want. So, realistically, I don't think Jeanty lands to the Bears at number 10. I would love to be wrong about this. But just telling you guys my honest opinion and outcome based on what I've seen from these mock drafts. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Do you believe Jeanty will fall to the Bears at number 10? I don't, unfortunately. That is how I feel. Let me know as always. Thanks for watching.